It's freezing. Holy crap. Oh, okay, well, we kind of knew that we were doing this a little too late in the season. Good morning.
Girl, did you hear me scream?
No, I did not hear you scream. I heard your door slam.
Oh, that was like forever. I hate when you say they're not dog friendly and everybody assumes like, oh, she's aggressive, like she's predatory.
Dude, I used to yell that for Jane because she wasn't dog friendly, and people would be like, oh, it's okay, mine is. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what? Why do I care if your dog's friendly? Yeah, that's why I don't like campgrounds, and I don't like parking near other people, because I never know if they're just gonna open up their door and a dog is gonna fucking bolt out the door.
Luckily, I've had good luck with campgrounds, only because, I don't know, maybe the campgrounds I go to, they just don't allow dogs off leash.
All right, so this morning is kind of a little bit funky. She doesn't have a heater, so she's currently warming up her van with her oven. It does work. Does it work very well? Yeah. But today we do have some driving to get through, and we are headed to Voyager National Park. I made the dumbest mistake last night of trying to melt cheese curds. I didn't know that they didn't melt. Well, they melt. Oh, they melt. And then they turn into a gigantic blob, and then they get stuck to everything. So I'm scrubbing cheese off of my plates this morning. I don't think I'll ever eat anything with cheese. Like, I'm not used to cheese, but the cheese out here tastes really good, you know? Like, I got some Wisconsin cheese. I will never eat cheese again, dude. If I'll eat it cold, I will never heat up cheese again. This is so ridiculous. Okay. I need to find more of this shit. Somewhere, somehow, because... Okay. Now that I am done scrubbing 2 pans for almost an hour, I will never cook with Wisconsin cheese ever again in my life. It tasted wonderful. Totally not worth it. Like, now that I just got an arm workout... This is where we parked last night. Pretty convenient. There is a train that comes around a lot. And I can honestly say, guys, I am genuinely so happy that I never chose going to every national park as a goal, because we've only tried to make it to 2. The first one didn't work out. There were so many rules, so many planning, so many regulations, so many you can't do this, you can't do that, can't park here, can't fish. I walked away. I was like, dude, that's not a place for me. I'm gonna go to jail. Fuck that. And now we're trying to get to the second one, and I'm exhausted. Like, this is the most exhausting goal I think anybody could ever come up with. Like, I thought my goals were exhausting. No, bitch. I'm exhausted. I think another big reason of why I'm exhausted, and like, I really don't want to be completely burnt out before I go work this next job, and I think that's what's kind of like heavily weighing on me right now, is I tried to do a road trip. If you guys remember last year, after I left camp posting, I tried to do a road trip with this girl who wanted to go see certain destinations, but then as we were going through the road trip, our timeline just kept on getting longer and longer and longer and longer. And I was like, girl, I need to be somewhere on this date. So if we cannot get to these locations by this date, so I have enough time to literally go and get to my location, I will ditch you. I ain't even playing. Like, I will ditch you. And I ended up ditching her for a whole nother reason, which was kind of crazy. But this is one thing that I think a lot of van lifers don't like to talk about, but I am so willing to. I wholeheartedly am willing to. Not everybody's goals when they get on the road are going to match up with what you're doing. Like, do I know I can film a lot of locations that we're going to because they're national parks, they're beautiful hikes, if we ever get to them. Okay? So, that's another thing. We've been showing up to our campsite at sunset. Literally at dark. That's when we show up to our campsites. You guys know me. I don't like showing up to camp at night. I like to assess my area. I like to go through things. So this has been a challenge, like so much of a challenge for me, because I have no idea what's happening every day. Like, and it takes us so long to get on the road. Like right now, it's 10:30. We're supposed to do a 3-mile hike today. We need to drive 2 hours before we get to this 3-mile hike. I'm trying really hard at this. I really am. And there's some people that you are very, very compatible in van life. And there's some people that you just are not compatible with. Like, your traveling styles at that moment do not match up. Like, you're not living parallel to each other. You're kind of this weird magnetic. Like, you're drawn to each other, but you're also pulling away at the same time. That's the best way that I can describe my feeling and my situation right now. Is I do not feel like we are actually accomplishing much because our days are not moving in a way that I'm used to. So that's just my perception. That's not the reality. Because we are getting places. It just doesn't feel like it. Okay. I just sent her a message letting her know that if the mornings keep going like this, because I feel like I'm just walking back and forth. I'm literally just pacing in my van. Because I'm like, come on, let's do something. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And it's nothing's happening. So it's like, you have to speak up. And mentally right now, like, I can't let something take me down mentally right now. And this is exhausting. And the reason is like, I have goals too. Like, I wanted to film her van for you guys. I wanted to do all of these other things, but it's like, if our days do not have some type of something, you know, if it's just like, okay, like, that's not a good filming schedule. Like, I am not going to be able to get anything done. And communication is a good thing between travelers. Just remember that. You are speaking up about your needs in a nice, polite way. This is how you should communicate. It is okay. All right, guys. So, There's something that I do want to bring up that I don't think I've ever seen videos on YouTube about, and I feel that it honestly is super important. So, we both have ADHD. We both have a little sprinkle of the tism. Are our sprinkles the same colors? No. So we have to figure out how to make this work. And me, I'm unmedicated. Okay? She is medicated. Like, prescribed by the doctor, has gone through all of the freaking fiery loops. She's done that. Okay? I don't care. I am unmedicated and out here just being a heathen. Okay? However, I keep on a schedule, like a really, really tight schedule. It doesn't necessarily seem like it from my videos, but I do. I have alarms that go off on my phone every day for me to feed myself, for me to brush my teeth, for me to drink water, for me to focus, for me to even check my battery. Those go off daily. And I have noticed, especially now that Jane is gone, if I go off of that routine, mentally, I break down. I can't take it. So I had to send her a text this morning and be like, listen, if we can't figure this out, if we can't somehow, like, communicate in a way to travel together cohesively, we're gonna have to part ways. And that's where communication on the road with somebody that you're traveling with, you have to make sure that you're both mentally okay. And right now, because I'm experiencing a lot, I'm trying my best to adjust, but I'm realizing super quickly that that adjustment is detrimental. I'm not ready for it. And the only thing I can do is speak up. Either we have to part ways so I can get back on routine, or I can show her my routine and be like, hey, this could help you. I don't know. I'm on medicated, you're medicated. I don't know how that goes. I've never been medicated for this. So it's like, I've just been out here winging it, figuring out my own patterns. I don't know. And so it's kind of like we have to figure that out if we're really going to accomplish things. Especially because my goals have never been going to the national parks. I've always found them annoying. I have always found them to be a waste of time. It's too much planning, too much crap. At that time, I had a dog, and most national parks do not allow dogs. So I was just like, that solves that problem. Deuces. So this is all new to me, and I don't know how to take it. I don't know what to do with all of this because I feel lost without a schedule. I literally feel exhausted and lost. So we're trying. Okay, guys, we figured out the difference between our tisms and why our sprinkles are different. So I have really good time management, and she does not have time management.
Doesn't exist.
And
I do if I have a list.
So she has to follow something like strategically, whereas I just have an alarm schedule to make sure that I do things by a certain time in the day. She literally has to follow an itinerary, not perfectly, but like she even writes down stuff like, can I?
Yeah. Excuse my handwriting. I was half stoned and half asleep.
Okay, so like she writes down stuff like coffee and emails, doing her dishes, emptying her gray water, whereas those things for me at this point in van life have already become like a second nature. Like the only thing that I forget about a whole hell of a lot, which is kind of crazy that my whole life runs on it, is to check my battery, and that's why I have a battery alarm.
Girl, I struggle to remember to brush my teeth. I have an alarm in my phone for brushing my
Yeah,
teeth.
didn't you see mine? It's the little toothbrush with the little
Exactly.
things. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I have to. That's how my schedule goes, but I think it's because I've been on the road.
I have to feed Khaleesi and give her meds in here. I get gas. Like, I'll forget that.
Oh, fuck. Oh, and I also have just learned that while I'm on medicated and she is medicated, she has been unmedicated for the last few days, and that is why our sprinkles have been battling each other. Like,
Yeah,
this is my property.
I haven't been taking my medicine.
And so our sprinkles have not been
You want to
mixing.
know why? I forgot to set my medicine alarm. I forgot I had medicine until I was sitting there last night talking on the phone.
This is why I
he
don't
was
think...
like, he was like, have you not been taking your medicine? Like, you can tell. And I was like, I forgot I had it.
Oh. See, so ADHD and van life does work. You can do it, but because there is nobody else with either one of us, like, yeah, we're with each other right now, but normally we're alone. You gotta have like a...
Girl, Marley used to have to remind me to change my tampon. Because I don't bleed a whole lot because of my IUD. So it's not like you bleed through it.
Yeah.
Like, there were times that it was like 24 hours in. She was like, did you ever take your tampon out? And I was like,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't.
when she first started traveling and got on the road, she had a friend traveling with her for a few months. So she was kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
And now she is...
Back on the level with you peasants.
Solo.
Now I have to pull over to grab chips.
I told
Pull
you.
over to plug in my inverter. I gotta pull over to do everything. When you forget to close the cabinet, the contents of your cabinet become the contents of your floor. You gotta pull over. You can't just send the passenger back there and be like, clean it up.
Right? You do not have a helper. It is now 1 p.m. and we are on the road. Maybe. What's happening? We had some cabinets unlocked. So,
Continue on Speaker Urban and Anderson Memorial Highway for 69 miles.
got it. I do want to apologize if these vlogs, because I know I've been doing really well at camera angles and just like, I've been having fun editing my last few just because I've had more fun moving things around. I'm hoping to get back on track. With that, I do also want to add, me and Jamie have been long distance friends for 3 years. We would talk on the phone for hours. However, I've never actually known what her daily is. I've never spent this much time unless we were working together. And then, of course, work you and you is two different people. So, like, I'm actually experiencing my friend for the first time in van life and for the first time from morning to night. Like, we've never hung out this much. And so it is a learning curve. Even though we've been friends for 3 years, I never knew she had to write down a list to get stuff done. Like, I've never been that person. I have an alarm. But I never knew that.
With a big enough shoulder, do you think it would be crazy to like just pull over on the shoulder and let it walk around and then grab right off of the shoulder?
Oh yeah, just put your passenger tires more off into the gravel. That way this strip, if a trucker hits this strip, they are at least aware.
Okay.
We gotta walk Khaleesi.
I'm gonna pass where this is coming up. I don't want to be in front of like somebody's business.
It's a wood yard. That's a lot of wood.
A lot of wood.
Cece is very new to van life. She is half pit bull, half coyote. She likes to hunt, as you can see, and she hasn't fully adjusted to traveling daily. We're moving pretty quickly because we're honestly very late to mostly everything right now. And I think this quick movement it's bothering her. So, but this is also something that Jamie knew it was going to be a adjustment, and just be aware if your dog is so used to being in a house that you're gonna have to take this time, this training time, this adjustment time to get your dog used to travel. You could want to travel. You could want to go far distances. And if your dog doesn't allow it, this could take her out of van life. Because as a dog mom myself, if Jane didn't adjust, I would have had to give this up.
She's
So
fine. It was like she was having like a panic attack.
yeah, I can see her trying to calm down a little bit. Oh my gosh. That
Continue on Gamma Road for 2 miles.
that little forecast thingamajig, whatever that thing was, it just said that it was 49 degrees. Oh my gosh, girl. We're gonna freeze. It started on trail. What was supposed to be a quiet hike through the pine and rock ended abruptly when Jamie's dog lunged forward, ears back, eyes wide, hunting mode, head turning at every rustle in the bush. We tried waiting, even circling back, but hunting mode had already set in. The mountain wasn't too steep, the air wasn't too thin. It even warmed up a bit. It was just too new. So we turned around. A hike cut short not because of our own limits, but because of her four-legged companion. Ready for your little walk before our long walk?
Over here.
Which way are we going?
This way.
Okay.
I already walked over that way. I figured we'd walk around in this grass over here.
Yeah. She wasn't ready for the wilderness so close. That's the reality of bringing a dog into van life. Training doesn't just happen at parks and parking lots. It follows you onto the trail, into crowded rest stops, and down on familiar roads. Every adventure comes with the possibility of pulling back and not pushing forward. Okay, we're gonna try to do this hike. It's a loop. I'm so cold. I might have to put on like my thicker long johns. I was not expecting it to be these temperatures at all. It's extremely cold. And oh, she doesn't have a heater, so I don't know what we're gonna do for tonight, because that's gonna suck.
So 21 miles or 21 minutes, 17 miles.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna do 2 hikes. We found this other pull off, and it's like 0.5 of a mile trail in, and you can see over the whole forest. At least that's what All Trail says. So we're gonna do this hike, and
Hiking
then
bag ready because I want to bring her 30-foot leash with us.
and then
So I want to bring a water bottle for her because she always seems to need water when I don't think she will.
then we're gonna go to the next trailhead that we are headed to, and we're gonna hike that one also, because that will get us, I think, on the other side of this. Like, even though they're so close, like, they're different viewpoints. So we're gonna try, and hopefully we don't freeze to death. I'm just gonna get my hiking bag ready with all of my snacks for the both hikes back to back. That way it's just ready. What did I just do? And I also want to point out that, because I had this thought while driving, each person on the road, because we had a conversation over the walkie-talkies, each person on the road is dealing with something in their own way. And it took me a lot to speak up, because normally, yeah, I just ditch people. Like, I'm like, oh, this ain't working out for me. Fuck it. And I do. And people will tell you that have traveled with me before, like, she will ditch you. Facts. And I'm trying not to be that person, because I am now realizing how important friendships are and how important communication is. Like, I was like, before, I was like, don't give a shit. It's me and Jane against the world. Now it's just me. So, life is definitely moving very differently. And I do think that, honestly, I am also hard to travel with, because I do have a content schedule and I do have different obligations than a person that has like a 9-to-5 job. And me and Joanne has talked about this, where we love traveling with each other because we're both content creators. So we understand, like, filming days, non-filming days, editing days. Like, we have all of that so down packed because we both do the exact same thing. We got goat cheese, salami, and pretzels.
Yeah, boy. That's gonna be fun.
Every day feels like a crash course. Figuring out where to park safely, how to manage limited time, how to make peace with the quiet nights that can feel both freeing and frightening. Jamie is also guiding her four-legged companion through the same transitions, teaching the dog to adapt to the shifting sounds, smells, and constant movement of a life without a permanent address. Every rest stop becomes a lesson in patience. Every driving meltdown and new environment, a reminder that adjustment takes time for both human and animal.
I've never hiked in these shoes before, so we're going to see how this goes, because I forgot to change my shoes.
Me too. Hey. You cannot hurt me. You're going to.
I've been here before. With 5 years of dirt roads and breakdowns and sunrises. However, this journey feels unfamiliar. I'm adjusting to my own loss. My longtime traveling companion Jane, who carried me through countless miles, countless memories. Now I drive alone. Although Jigsaw still holds space for the ghost of routines and rituals she no longer shares, I look at the new van lifer beside me, with her excitable dog and nervous questions, and I feel both the ache of loss and the strings of purpose. Together, we're navigating two very different obstacles. For Jamie, it's survival through learning, trusting her instincts, figuring out how to keep her dog calm at truck stops or pit stops along the way, how to keep herself calm when the van creaks in the dark or makes a weird sound under the hood. For me, it's survival through healing, relearning the road without a steady heartbeat that once sat beside me, and finding meaning in guiding someone else through the path I already know by heart.
Okay, so Khaleesi's not doing very well on trails today. And honestly, I think it's probably because I know when I don't have my heater going and it's super cold, I become stuck. And I think it's because last night they spent so much time freezing, and then like now it's even colder. Tonight it's gonna be even colder. So we're gonna go to our campsite. We're gonna get her van settled. She's gonna get into my van, and we're gonna drive probably like 30 minutes away and try to find a heater. We need to find her a heater because I don't have a backup heater. I only got one, and I do have an electric heater, but it would drain her battery so fast it would probably last like a couple of hours. And then everything in her fridge would go bad. Just it would create a domino effect that's just not good. Man, I had a feeling we should have stopped at Menards before we left that town, and I should have spoke up. Oh.
She rode with us.
Yeah, come on, butt. We gotta find you a heater. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Oh, crap. We drove to the end of the road, and we found this gas station. This gas station just so happens to have a gravel dirt lot that goes in a circle, and I noticed that there was electricity outlets. That gas station also had a Mr. Buddy heater, but it's $149. When we were at Walmart, we saw one for $119, but she was like, oh, that's so expensive. I honestly think that's the price now. Like, I paid $89 for mine, but that was 2 years ago. So it just might not be a thing right now. So we ended up paying $24.99 a night. We're only going to be there for one night. The guy agreed that as long as only one of us plugs in, that we both can park there. I'm fine. I have my heater. I'm good. She needs to be able... Oh, I got to get the heck out of the way. This big girl got to move. Okay, shall we? But we have to get them to, like, warm up. And that could be a lot of Khaleesi's reaction. Because I know when Jane would get cold, oh my God, dude. She would, like, whine. She would cry. She wouldn't eat. She wouldn't drink water. Like, there was a lot of things that she would just, like, not do if she was cold. She hated it. And that's why I would always be concerned when I would travel to South Dakota every year. And I have so many things in this van, from pressure heated pads, electric blankets. I have an electric heater. I made the guy who I stay on his property, I literally made him put in a plug for me because I was like, I can't run the heater and Jane cannot be cold. So we're gonna turn on the electric blanket and we're gonna cover the floor with an electric blanket and we're gonna cover the bed with an electric blanket. It's a whole thing. Like, so I'm hoping that this solves a lot of Khaleesi's panic and anxiety and it gets her to calm down. Oh, fuck, dude. All right, we found camp for tonight. I am going to set up my heater. She's getting plugged in and grabbing her heater. I also need to plug that in. And I want to walk across the street to this guy's gas station, convenience store, bait shop, whatever the fuck it is. I have no idea. But when I walked in there to pay for this campsite, there is so much crap in there. It was really hard for me to focus on like what I actually walked in there for. But I want to come back to my van at least being a little bit warmer than what it is right now because, yo, it is cold.
You happy?
Her face when she actually saw my van move and she's like, no, I liked this thing until it moved. What the heck?
I was like, she only likes yours more than mine because yours fucking doesn't move.
Right? And she just knows yours moves.
She's like, that motherfucker moves. This one ain't never moved on me.
Now she knows different.
Yeah, now that she's experienced the truth. You guys are liars, everything moves.
Whoa.
I don't know if something's just like stuck in it.
Okay, that sounds like something stuck in your fan. Do you have, I have a little screwdriver. We need to take these out.
This is a little star bit though.
A little star bit? I got that. Okay, so we need to take those out,
But
and
it's
we
got
need
one
to.
of those like little holes in the middle, like it's a special tool.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Do you want my little heater?
Well, so I was wondering, do they have an electric heater in there? Electric heaters are normally only like $30-40.
I don't know. Do you want to walk over there and see what they got, and then maybe assess? I do have a small electric heater if you want to borrow it for one night. It works, and it doesn't make that sound.
Just reevaluate whenever we go over there.
Yeah.
And if they don't have something,
Then we'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. I don't remember it making that noise, so I'm wondering if something got stuck in it, like in the Binkity
So-
Banks, or if something came loose in it during the Binkity Banks.
That could be. There's a. So I'm gonna tell you something because you're gonna have to do it with the Mr. Buddy heater too. Okay. When it's in storage, you're gonna want to put that in a bag because you don't want anything to get sucked into that, live in that, create a home in that, or start eating away at the wires, and then you plug it in, and next thing you know, it blows up on you. So I have mine in a bag, and then I have it in a zip bag also. Nope. Yeah, something got in that.
About forgetting the heater. I went to Walmart too, and it was on my list and everything.
I know.
And I think what it was is that I looked for it and I couldn't find it. And then I got distracted by something and forgot to ask somebody for help. So I remember making a mental note. Because like I couldn't get to the heater.
Yeah.
It was behind a locked thing. And I also didn't know anything about the heater, so I didn't know if I needed to buy anything else. I needed to talk to somebody, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I explained to this guy. I was like, we're going to go the electric route because she doesn't really know how to use a Mr. Buddy heater, and trying to rely on it her first night in a very cold environment is probably not the best way to go.
Well,
Like-
so I want to do some more research into it.
Yeah.
It says, do these shorts make my bass look big? I loved it. Beware of natural gas. Okay, so they did not have an electric heater, so she is going to use my heater. It's okay. These are the learning curves of like van life. Honestly, that's where I'm grateful that I have hunters for brothers, and they taught me about a Mr. Buddy
Okay,
heater
look, this
right from the
heater-
get-go.
This heater worked last time I went camping in the cold, and it was fine.
No, girl, I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying I was taught about propane and taught about a Mr. Buddy heater straight from the start. Like, that's what my brothers taught me. And you did not get that.
Nope. The gas scarcity disease, I mean.
Yeah, so that's why. I'm gonna go grab you the heater.
This is my heater. I probably should be showing her this, but she's going to end up watching all of this footage after I edited it. Edit. You understand. So this is the smallest and cheapest heater that you can get off of the shelf at Walmart. I know it's small, but it be mighty. I promise you.
That's fine.
You're like, as long as it's better than what I got going on.
I mean, a heater's a heater.
I also think this is what scares her, is because I leave my Mr. Buddy heater on pilot mode. My brothers showed me how to do this. I learned a lot from my brothers because they go deer hunting and they're avid hunters. When I was on TikTok, actually, people would give me so much shit about having a Mr. Buddy heater that I've made this joke, I think, on here before. I used to call myself the Hank Hill of van life because I did so much research about propane. And the first thing that my brother told me, which I love him to death for, but I'm also like, damn, bro. Cool. He basically told me that if I die inside my van, if I just, because of a Mr. Buddy heater, I'm kind of dumb. I have to be ridiculously stupid to do that. And the reason why is your van has ventilation. And, like, yes, I have the Max Air fan. I do use that cover a lot. However, there's a great gap at my door. My doors don't all seal. I do leave open this window. And I think that's her big concern is she doesn't have any windows and her door isn't as messed up as mine. So creating that circulation is going to be a little bit harder for her. She does have 2 Max Air fans. So that, helps. But overall, like, it's very common for people to be terrified of propane. It really is. So she is making us what is this again?
I don't actually know what it's called, but it's got brie. I put my own twist on it by adding cottage cream cheese and sun-dried tomatoes. But it's cherry tomatoes, spinach, brie cheese. I have protein pasta, and then you bake it with a little bit of lemon juice and some garlic.
Okay, I think I've seen this on TikTok. I don't know what it's called either. Do we each get our own tray? Is that what's going on right now?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
There's too much pasta, and my oven's too small, so I only have these.
That's so exciting.
Wow.
Treat me like the fat kid I am. I'm excited about that.
And so the miles stretch on. The teacher learns to be patient with grief. The student learns to be patient with herself. And between the 2 vans, 2 dogs, 1 memory, and 1 still growing, from an invisible tether, this is proof that even on the hardest days, the road is wide enough to carry loss, love, and new beginnings all at once.